Turn it off and back on again. Classic. I'm with it. Let's see if I can. Now, are you on the RTMP, Shema? Or you just connect to RGL? Okay. Okay. And we're back.
Oh, nice. We're back.
And we're back.
And I just saw JKL finish a land. Yeah, so that means that Cats on Your Head is a pretty substantial lead. However, I don't know much about Lion King, I have to admit.
Got a bit of an echo coming from someone streaming. Can someone turn off the volume to the stream? I don't think that's me.
Oh, no, that might be me, sorry. No, it was actually muted. So I don't know.
Okay. Okay. I got it now. We're good. Okay, so Lion King. There may be a little bit I can offer here. I actually grinded this game a bit to show off for DIScathlon. I don't know too many of the time speed strats, but in terms of like the optimal movement, there's a couple things I can talk about. You've got this quick boss fight here to end up be prepared. It's unfortunate I had to miss talking about the skip because that's definitely the most interesting thing about this stage. But that triple hyena fight will level. That'll bring Cats into, I believe, the only auto scroller in the game, which is mode 7. And you only have to move to a very specific spot there. And right there, I think you can only get hit a max times if you're in the right spot. It's not quite pixel perfect, but you don't want to be off either. And if you end up taking too many hits, the last few hits you take are from rocks, and you can just jump those. Not too terrible.
Yeah, that's indeed what Cats on Your Head is doing. Staying there and taking the little bit of damage that he's going to receive. Should be enough to survive the whole stage.
Yeah, this is one, and much like how you do with your, you don't split the auto scrollers. I do the same here. Like there's just no reason to, because it's going to take the same amount of time every single time. There's no cutscene skip you can hit before it or anything like that. Get the last jump, and then I'll close out that stage. And here we have Simba's Exile, which is, to me, one of the trickier speedrun. There's actually a couple of skips you can land. One is really easy and saves a very substantial amount of time. About, I think JKL said anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds. It's a good skip. Like, you want to be able to do it. We'll see that one first. The other one is quite a bit harder. It only stays about 10 seconds. So I don't think we're going to see too many, if any, of our runners go for that today. These porcupines can be pretty annoying. You can't actually hit them. You have to roll into them and roll past them and jump on them, but nobody's going to jump on them because you're already past it. Damage boost, kind of tricky. You don't want to clip the ledge. There you go. You take the damage boost in the brambles, and you have to phase yourself through the wall to skip the entire following section. Trick from there is if you take too much damage, you're at a bit of a health risk going through the last portion of the stage, and boulders can just clip you because the game decides they should. But Cats is going to make her way swinging across there, and that'll close up the stage for her. That was a very good stage.
Yeah, nice.
Move on to Hakuna Matata. My vote for worst stage in the game. The route for this stage is not particularly difficult outside of a couple of things. You have some falling cascading water. It's just there. It's not super punching or anything. It's just there. Just know the route. Hold right most of the time. The real trick for the first one for me comes to the log jumps that we're getting ready to see here.
Is there a route through the logs, or are they random?
They're not random. The middle portion is the one directly in the middle. I think there's 7 different columns, or is the one you want to focus on because they alternate. You have one right below another that will be basically a perfect jump. You get to just do an exact jump right from one to the other. But the one right after that is a little bit higher, so you have to like alternate to the side to get up there.
Okay,
The sea cats mostly work. Like the middle is generally your sweet spot. That's where we're almost always going to be, is right around the middle area. That's a perfect jump up to there. Lots of neutral jumping is what you're going to see, of course. But you can only jump from one to the next before you have to alternate and switch up to the following one.
Okay, I see.
Now, there's faster strats than this, but you're going to have to have someone who actually runs this game and doesn't just, quote-unquote, mess around with it. Then we're going to move on to the boss. Hardest boss in the game, in my opinion. This guy's a jerk. It's a gorilla. It was pretty bad that she actually missed that there, because now the gorilla is going to have iframes. Oh, she clipped past the coconut. Okay. So the goal of the gorilla is you want to basically be inside of her box at all times when he respawns, because he does this thing where he bounces and he moves to his next point where he just kind of plays tower defense for a little bit. I actually did not know you could do that. She just rolled a coconut back into a hit. That was actually really good. I did not know that was a thing. But you want to make sure that can happen, because if you don't, then if you try to approach him and you're within hit range of him to do so, he's just going to just smack you. That was actually a really good fight, though. Not purely optimal. Optimally, you want to make sure you can just jump on him every single time, but it's a scramble. It's pretty rough. It's kind of like doing the Jafar one quick kill in Aladdin.
Yeah, actually,
take some practice.
Yeah, just not dying is good enough, I guess, because that's indeed a pretty difficult boss.
You have a checkpoint there right before the boss, but it's still better not to die. Like, why waste the time? We have our first adult Simba stage here with cats. There's a couple of cool things in this stage. There's some very, very easy skips to land. Optimally, what you want to do on those walls that you have to slash through are do jump slashes, because you can rapid fire those quite a bit faster. Here's going to be our first skip coming up, where we have this little bramble here where you catch the cheetah. You're going to throw at him, throw him. And normally what you're supposed to do there is you're supposed to defeat a swath of cougars, cheetahs, wildcats, whatever I call them, to get through that area. I think you have to defeat 5. But if you throw the first one, then the game automatically phases you through the wall and you just get to move on.
Yeah, so
very, very easy to do.
Yeah, skip a few fights then.
Yeah, it saves a significant amount of time. It's not even hard. The only hard part is the time. The only part you have to practice is the timing of when they appear out of the wall itself. Go for another one here. Oh, she missed it. That's unfortunate. Still might get it here. Yeah, you have follow-up attempts. You can get them. It might cost you some life, but they're still pretty easy. Got it on the second attempt there. And it'll be the first to tell you that I'm the person who taught him how to do the jumps, the double jumps in the ostrich, and I Can't Wait to Be King. It's like just you're gonna do a double jump, just do the first jump for your rhino, and suddenly he was nailing off. Like, God, I wish you were here earlier to tell me that, because he was just not having fun with that game. But
double jumps on the Hakuna Matata are just really crazy. The hitboxes are very weird.
They're really not that bad once you spend them. Blind, yes. Blind, they are garbage. They are complete garbage blind, and you will hate them. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, I know I have.
Cat gets it on, I believe, the first try. Yes, she does. Now I'll take her to the end of the stage. That's essentially the last thing you have to do. Just work your way down and trigger a cutscene, and that'll move you on to the other hardest stage of the run, stage called Be Prepared. This stage is incredibly unforgiving. The first sprint you do at the top optimally means you actually don't really do a lot of fighting. Like, you have a lot of enemies that are in your way, but you can skip pretty much all of them just by running for it. And there's enough health pickups that allow you to survive past the damage boosts. It can be frustrating, but again, with some practice, you can get in there. And it's not really that hard. It's just really punishing if you miss it. So just make sure you don't miss it. Easy peasy. That guy's actually the most annoying. That cheetah that appears there right next to he appears next to a drop of lava, because it repeats drops. It's just a repeating hitbox. And also one of those little pillars of lava that fires up. So he's surrounded by hitboxes, and he himself causes issues. And Cat's managed to work her way past that pretty easily. That'll take her onto the checkpoints. This part's pretty obnoxious. The bats that you fight here, your slap, and that includes your vertical slap, actually have a much wider hitbox than you anticipate, but the downside of that is the bats also have a bigger hitbox, so what you want to do optimally is work your way past them, or work your way to where you're going to be able to hit them before on. you're going to see like a lot of jump flashes. You're going to see a vertical slash here to take this one down. See, that was like way far from Simba, but it still hits. But if you wait until where you think it should hit, then you're going to die. That boulder's chase is a bit obnoxious because when you take that first fall, when you hold down and right to try to get to the next area, that can sometimes clip and then you just take a death. Which is no bueno. Pretty unfortunate corner jump here. Optimally, you want to get a neutral jump out of that. It's tricky. Cat took about 4 tries there to get it. Mild auto scroll here. I'll take up to fight these cougars. Not really much to say about this area. You kind of just have to play by the game's rule. Big skips or anything. From here, we're gonna go to the final stretch of the level. Take the health pickup and the checkpoints. Now this part's really weird. This is supposed to be the quote-unquote boss fight of the area, but it's not really a fight. You're just waiting for triggers to happen. These lava pillars that shoot up take time to be able to go up and down, like you see, and they're gonna work lids from the right to the left, incoming. And when the far left one finally gets a lid, then the level's finished. You just stand on it and it just propels you out of the level. It makes absolutely no sense at all, but it's part of the game. This part's really just comes down to waiting it out. We don't even see caps just yet. We're gonna see what happens here. I don't know if this is the nope, still not there. There you see a lid on the cat screen, which I think should trigger this one upcoming after this lava spurt here. So that's gonna go up, and there's the lid. So now we just need to wait here, get that lid to fall, stand on it, and that closes. We'll see, just overextended cutscene where you can take damage. Makes all the sense in the world. So next to last level here for Simba's Return. This level's interesting. What you're doing is you're basically just getting in a bunch of fights. Not sure what happened to Cats here. She seems to be taking damage from these hyenas. I'm not quite sure what that was about, but for this level, what you're doing is you have to make your way through this maze of rooms to fight these hyenas.
Taking a death.
I can't imagine why. Health refills to be stage. It's not like Aladdin. Like, health doesn't carry over. But anyway, the point of this stage is in each given room, you have to kill every hyena in the room to be able to clear it. The door is always available to be able to go through, but it doesn't allow you to go through it unless you've finished off every enemy. So really, it's just about routing. Like for here, for example, you could just go right to that's directly to your left, but you have these 2 hyenas you have to deal with instead. Almost had a combo there. Ideally, what you want to do on most pounce move, which is where you jump on them and it initiates a grab where you get to hit them a bunch of times. You can kill them in one grab. Oh, she gets the kill there. That was nice. That's like an optimal speedrun strat there. It's really cool to see she learned it. Nice clear there. That'll send her on to the next room. And that room was actually where I had most of my problems initially because I thought you had to go to the left to do it. That was mean. You had to just jump down to the bottom and made her have to chase him. I'll move him up to him as in Simba, her as in Cats, up to the top floor to beat that. And I believe this is the last room here. It's a 4-hyena room, so it has the most enemies of any room in this level. We're just going to finish them off from there, and that'll take her on to the final room of the entire DIScathlon, which is Pride Rock. The only truly unforgiving thing about this stage is that there's no checkpoints. There's a couple things that can make this level go particularly not well. Scar can be a bit of a jerk. He's not too difficult, but he does a lot of defense. Like you saw there, he kind of just swats you away from time to time. You have these hyenas on the way up, but really the hyenas are inconsequential. You can actually just ignore them here, unlike in the previous stage where you actually have to fight them. Big tumble there. That was unfortunate. We're trying to work our way past the hyenas again, who always look so tired. This, to me, is my biggest issue with the stage. You have these, you have lightning that can strike the platforms that you're on and actually cause them to just catch on fire, which of course does damage to you because it's a video game. Not fun to have to deal with. And there's a section right before the final confrontation where lightning just kind of seems to just happen. It doesn't feel random, but it's almost like a pre-generated seed of where it occurs, and you just don't ever want to see it. Second confrontation with Scar is about the same as the first. You just have to deal a certain amount of damage to him to get him to. It's not too much. That'll get him to leave there. And here comes the hardest section of the stage, at least to me. You can still avoid these hyenas. They're not a problem. Good jump there. Actually, it wasn't where you could jump that section. Get the climb going. And here's the section where everything just seems to catch on fire. Don't know what she's trying to trigger with that. There's got to be some RNG manipulation here. But it looks like she's trying to possibly jump from that platform to the far right, which is probably pretty tricky.
Yeah, some sort of weird jump, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, it's not one that it's personally not one that I've seen, but I don't know. I kind of think I'd just move on at this point. You can work your way around the long way, but the downside is you can just catch on fire like it's getting ready to right now. Maybe she'll get some good patterns out of it. We'll see. But she's far enough ahead that she can still away and still be able to come out on top here in this race, barring anything major horrible happening. The other bad thing about this section is it causes a lot of lag if a lot of platforms catch a blaze. Like I think it's like 3 or 4 and beyond is where things start to get really slow. But that'll work her way to the top where she's going to try to finish the game. Ultimately, I think you want to work to the right. She might be going for the sure. It's more of a dramatic moment for sure, but generally you want to just get them where you can as fast as possible. Being a bit of a jerk here. Going to do another pounce. All right, Scar being tired, you want to be able to toss him, and did not quite get into the ledge. The goal is you had to be able to, as the Batman run indicates, throw him off the. You had to be able to make sure that when you propel him with the throw, that he just goes straight off. You can't kill him otherwise. Like you can throw him indefinitely across the platforming, but until he goes off the roof, it's still not a completion. And that's gonna do it. Cats on Your Head wins the first RGL DIScathlon.
Congratulations.
Big old GG for Cats on Your Head. Great finish there. She actually played really, really well in Lion King. I didn't quite understand what was that death that she took, but I may have to ask her about that later. But it was still a phenomenal performance overall. I wish we could have seen more of her Aladdin run, but she really managed to come back after those deaths that JKL had taken, and it looks like she was able to maintain her lead through that in the following game, that being the Lion King.
Lion King is a really difficult game, so yeah, she can be proud of it.
Some of the speed strats, if you're trying to go optimal, are disgusting, but the easier ones, which they were able to work with, they worked out pretty well. So looks like we were able to get there. Oh, the death was because she went to the wrong cave. Okay, I missed that. Thanks for clearing that up.
Okay, that makes sense. So you cannot even get out of the caves. Hey, what a game.
Finished with a time of 2:17:19.7. Amazing time that she closed out with there. Great for her. Way to go, Cats. For the rest of the finish, it looks like we've got JKL currently going into the last stage, so he's the favorite to finish second. Enemy is going to be in. I forget what the name of the stage is. Not Simba's Return. I always forget the name of the stage, but it's the 4th to last stage.
Oh no.
Finish, I always see the rest of here.
I can almost do that.
Looks like JKL's stream also might have frozen. I see a pounce animation there. And not much else. Yeah, I've got some definite frame drops here from Mr. JKL. Oh, man. JKL seems to be having some difficulty with his restream. Let's go ahead and focus on what we got with the enemy here. Enemies work getting through Be Prepared. Little section here with the bats.
Maybe JK is just giving enemy a chance to catch up.
Like, you helped me so much this week. Now we got JKL showing some life here in his stream. Gonna work his way up Pride Rock. I'm guessing for cats, this is just a demo screen being shown right now.
Oh, JK had got the jump that Cass was going for.
Ah, nice, nice. Also gonna go for the right side kill right away. Oh, he missed the input of the throw. That's unfortunate. When Scar backs his way into the cliff, it's pretty obnoxious because you essentially have to throw him over and get him to come back towards you, and he can kind of be a little jerk with that at times. He will stall super heavy. And that's going to do it. JKL finishes in second place. Congrats to JKL on the second place finish.
Nice job.
Where was sound first coming from next? Let's see, we've got it on old Mex. All right, then. Looks like that's gonna do it for me today. This is actually a real life thing on me. I was only going to stick around until shortly 5 because I do actually have to work tonight. Hulk, I really do want to thank you for being the partner in crime today on the SNES runs. The knowledge you offered in regards to Magical Quest and Aladdin was just amazing. Like it's always a pleasure having you around and hearing you be able to talk about what can get someone on to play through that game. So it was a real pleasure having you. And of course, thanks as well to Kavik and Gyarados for providing commentary during the NES games, because I don't know as much about those either. But it was really, really fun. Hope everyone had an awesome event. Congrats again to Cats on the first place finish, JKL on the second place finish, and looks like inevitably Enemy on the third place finish, because he's getting ready to finish up Prod Rock here. But may get someone else in here to fill the spot. I really don't know. But as is now, we're just going to let the rest of the runners play out. I will catch everybody next time. You guys have a great one. Hope you enjoyed the DIScathlon. I know I did. And I will see you all soon. The Hulk, thank you so much again. You were a true treasure to have on today.
Oh, no problem. I love those games, so it was pretty logical for me to join in. Okay, see you at Rock, and thanks for the good work.
Absolutely, the Hulk. Thank you so much.
Okay, looks like I'm the only one filling the spot here. Talking about a game I don't know. However, Too Good seems to be on Mickey, on the Tony Hawk boss right now.
Kill him.
Seems to be a pretty good race between Bleachless and Mega Man X, both on the same level of Lion King. Is it me, or are the two people on the left exactly on the same jumps? Yeah, pretty synced. It's amazing.
If you ever come back, we'll kill ya!
Alright, so we got Anthole now flying through some Aladdin, getting chased by some fire. Glitchless trying to beat up a gorilla, and Mega Man X is right there with him. Too Good a little bit behind here back in Magical Quest.
Yeah, I think Tugo is not too familiar with magic requests. I saw him take some wrong turns because in World 6 there are some alternate endings in some levels, and you have to take the correct one if you want to go to the next levels. Otherwise, you might loop inside the same level, or have to face a mini boss that you don't want to face.
That sounds pretty dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, Too Good explaining that he's doing this blind.
He's got quite a bit of experience with Aladdin and Lion King coming up after that, so he might catch up a bit.
Yeah, I wonder if he will be able to catch up to Anthol. Anthol is already pretty deep into Aladdin. He's already at Genie World.
Glitchless takes a death there.
You
But
can
right
see on
back to the
Anthol's
lab.
screen that he's only getting clouds from the Genie because he has 0 lives. So there you can see that this path is a bit easier. This is how the game treats you a bit better when it knows that you are in danger. Because you have 0 lives.
That's nice.
Yeah.
No way to exploit that for speed, though, eh?
Well, you wouldn't need to die twice, and even if you did, the cloud pattern is not even particularly fast. So nope, it's not a good idea.
Glitchless takes down the gorilla, though.
Nice.
Moving on to adult Simba.
It looks like Mega Man X is well set to be the 4th finisher.
You must take your place.
But we'll see, maybe Glitchless will catch up to him. Still a race between these two.
Mega Man is running into every single fire there.
Yeah, I think this is the speed strat for this level. You just rush into everything and hope you don't die. Fortunately, you can still count on some health drops here and there.
Health is looking pretty sketchy at the moment. Gets the checkpoint though, that's the important part. And his health is back full, so he knew exactly how to space that.
It's too bad that when you're adult, Simba does not say cool when he picks up the checkpoint, like when he's a kid.
I guess
That would
cool
be
just
better.
isn't cool when you're adult.
Yeah, adults suck.
bunch of leopard fighting going on. Not really sure why they're even an enemy in this game, to be honest, but I guess they don't respect lions.
It's possible.
And Mega Man X is just waiting out this section. Nothing else you can really do.
Oh, Glitches just took a death. Yeah, Glitches doesn't seem to find get the trigger. Okay, there he just went through the wall.
And we got worst lair ever going through the stampede. I guess the spot that he's sitting is where you can get the least amount of damage adding up.
Yeah, I suppose so. If you just stand here, I guess that you can beat the level. You will still probably take some damage, but that will not be enough to kill you. You have to jump at the right time also to dodge the box.
So Mega Man X has been having a bit of a problem here, and it's allowing Glitchless to catch up a bit.
Yeah, this thing in the volcano with the lids is weird. You have to wait for all the lids to cover the little geysers until the last one is covered. That's what it seems, at least. I don't really know this one.
Yeah, it seems like it. He's made it on through now, though. Into the cave maze.
So apparently you don't want to go to the wrong cave, otherwise you have to just death walk out.
I didn't realize that. I know you have to kill every single hyena before you're allowed to go through a cave. That's silly to me, but whatever.
They could have closed the gates with the door, and that door could explode when you kill the hyenas. At least that would have been more clear.
Yeah. And Mega Man X moves on to Pride Rock. So getting very close to the finish here. Taking that extra little climb, trying to get a little bit more health. Doesn't feel super comfortable finishing out the level with only about half of his life left. Or maybe he wants to take more damage boosts is probably more likely.
Let's see, he seems to be going for the jump there. Yeah, it seems to be a really complicated shortcut to make. Yeah, he gets it, nice.
Meanwhile, Anthole is working on Jafar up there. Almost done with Aladdin. Mega Man gets the knockdown and the throw, and that's going to be it for him.
GG. Yep.
Congratulations on his 4th place finish. Glitchless takes a death in the cave maze. Or no, not a death, sorry. Moves on to the next level, actually.
And Holy's trying to get... okay, yeah. Jafar was on the last hit. Yeah, what you want to do is wait for Jafar to give you the pattern where he creates the 4 pot birds, and then use one of them to get on top of him, on top of Jafar, and that should give you enough height so you can combo him to death. So you can infinitely jump on Jafar and use the cape to jump back on him when he comes back on top. That's not too complicated to set up, but it's still, there's some finesse about those jumps. And it's a pretty cool looking strat when you get it.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
Okay, Aladdin seems to be going pretty well for me so far.
Bouncing off those rocks, getting lots of hits on Snake Jafar.
Yeah, Anthole seems to be playing it pretty safe. If you want to be a bit more involved, you can use your own hearts. You use damage boosts to give you a little bit more height, and that's sufficient to hit Jafar's head before he does anything. You can get a few quick hits on him by sacrificing your hearts one by one, but that's a little bit dangerous to do in a race setting.
Yeah. He does get the kill though and moves on to the Lion King. Glitchless takes a little step back to reset the fire so that can take another damage boost to get through. And on to the last fight.
Yeah, Glitchless didn't take the last health refill with the climb. He just doesn't want it.
Hopefully, it's okay. It's getting pretty low on health looking there.
Yeah.
Kind of going for safe strats with these duck swipes. Trying to keep Scar out.
It seems to be a pretty complicated fight to master. I guess at some point Scar becomes
I think it's all about timing there, and Glitchless was pretty worried about taking that last hit and going in for the throw, but gets it there. So that's what's important.
Nice.
GG.
He made it without. Yeah, he made it without the health refills. That's pretty good. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations, Glitchus, on the 5th place finish. And Hole's roaring at some monkeys.
Yeah, the second stage of Lion King is pretty complicated. If you had this game as a kid, it's probably stumped you for a while. You have to yell at some of those pink monkeys so that you change their orientation and they will throw you in a different direction. The route through the level is a little bit convoluted.
This whole level is a bit infamous for its nonsense, really. We've got Infinite Mystery up there in the top left now, taking a nice casual carpet ride.
Hey,
He may have just
Mystery's
gone for a
okay.
drink or something.
He should be taking those gems though, because that actually helps. He could maybe get another heart with those. As I explained earlier, when you get to 100 gems in Aladdin, it gives you an extra heart and a health refill. So more hearts could mean more safety for Jafar, and also possibly more damage boosts if you wanted to do that.
Could be. Could also be that he has to make the choice between hearts and a pee break.
Yeah. Why not, after all? Hey, Ninja Claire got the roulette minigame. So that's what happens if you pick up the golden scarab in the level and you finish the level without dying. You get this minigame. So you can get some lives, a health refill, an extra credit. If you land on the genie segment, which is really small, you get an extra heart. That's difficult to get though. Ninja Claire just is still spinning. Doesn't want to press a button.
Ant holds onto the Stampede. Worslayer making his way through the lava sections here. Got that tricky jump early here pretty quickly. Let's see how he deals with the waiting section. Ninja Claire seems to be very entranced by the bonus game. Maybe needed a break there.
Is he gonna get VD? No. He's just getting an extra credit. That's not very helpful, to be honest.
kill him.
Yeah, I think Infinite Mystery got baited by that one up. Yeah, I think he really wants it. And Hole tried to go for a clip there in Lion King, but didn't quite get it. He was supposed to take damage and then pass through the floor.
I've not seen that before. At least not seen him go for it anyway. I guess he's getting brave on race day or trying to catch up.
Yeah, he went for it like twice and then stopped trying.
We'll kill ya!
Iam grabs the golden scarab. I wonder why he's opted to do that.
Maybe he really wants an extra life or an extra heart or something. Yeah, grabbing the golden scarab is not recommended for a speedrun, for obvious reasons.
Oh, but Iam does land on the genie. Gets an extra heart.
Oh, amazing. And that refills his health as well. Yeah, good job. It's really not easy to get the genie. Well, yeah. He just invented new scarab strats.
Iam is really good at finding quick, safe strats.
Yeah, I guess so. Because 7 hearts is definitely better than 6. It can save his life.
And Worst Lair completes the cave maze. Moving on to the final stage. Looking pretty solid to be our 6th place finisher here.
Yeah, seems like it's gonna be. He's going to be it.
Anthole's trying to beat up that gorilla. Gotta get it all the way to the top so it kills itself for some reason. I don't know why this gorilla's an enemy, but it's there, so gotta beat it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure I recall this gorilla from the movie.
Worst Lair has a bunch of life, really going in on Sky. I wonder if he's going to get the health refill after, because he has so much already.
Yeah,
Looks like he wants to go for safety.
Yeah. Yeah, let's secure that 6th place.
That's true. There's nobody that's really that on his heels, so might as well get the extra life just to make sure nothing goes wrong.
Yeah, in race setting, it's always a good idea to go for safeties. consistency first.
Oh, Claire takes a fall in that pit, missing one of those moving platforms.
Yeah.
I
In
am
the land
zoned
when,
far.
yeah, when you lose all your lives, you lose the rug, no cape left. And the problem is that you cannot find a cape in every level of the game. Generally, there's a cape in every first level of every world. But I don't think there's a cape in this level, and not in the next either. Yeah, he's gonna have to find his cape in the first palace level. Meanwhile, Infinite Mystery's fighting Jafar in snake form.
And where Slayer did take a death, has to start this level over.
Oh,
You must take your place in the circle of life.
Got a bit of a freeze on Worslayer's stream right now. He's taking a bit of an alternate route too. That would have been interesting to see.
yeah, maybe he's gonna finish the game and we won't be here to see it.
Infinite Mystery moving on to the Lion King.
Yeah, all four runners.
Trying to get Worslayer's stream back.
So did he beat the game? Oh, you have a black screen on his end.
I'm not seeing a done yet from him in the race room. We'll see what happens.
Oh, by the way, we have some people here for an interview.
Welcome, Cats on Your Head and JKL.
Are you here?
Oh, thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for doing the race.
Hello,
Congratulations on your first place time.
Yeah, GG. Amazing.
Oh, thank you very much. It was really scary because this game has like a lot of really tricky, like the NES games Darkwing Duck, Magic Kingdom, can get you pretty bad, Mickey Mousecapade. And I kind of had issues there, but I said, you know, we have to go really fast on the SNES ones now. And it worked out somehow. So, we did what we could. Phew.
Did you have a particularly favorite game in the lineup?
Probably DuckTales. That was a lot of fun. I've seen a lot of people watch it. I've seen a lot of people run it. And I haven't run it myself, haven't had an excuse to. But, like, I learned it for the race. A lot of people helped me out. And a lot of fun. And, despite goofing up Moonskip, I mean, everything went great, so I was pretty happy about that.
Nice. How do you think your race went, JKL, if you're still here?
Oh, hi. I think I think the race went decent, at least. I had some problems at DuckTales because I laughed so hard because I managed to do the B skip, I managed to do the launch pad skip, and then I just missed a simple jump right after.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And then I heard from my friend that the stream was down during my Aladdin run.
Yeah, we had a little bit of technical issues. Sorry about that.
That's no problem because my Aladdin run wasn't anything to brag about, really. And my Mickey Mouse Mystic Quest or whatever. That game was really horrible.
What did you guys think was the hardest game in the race?
Oh, that really depends. I would say, for me, Rescue Ranger was the hardest game to learn, basically.
Oh, really? That one looks pretty easy, but maybe not in a speedrunning setting.
I feel that the jumping mechanics are a little bit stiff, almost.
Oh, okay.
I've heard other people say similar things.
Yeah, fair enough.
How about for you, Katz? What was the hardest to learn?
I think the hardest, well, it's the question between trolliest and hardest. So, I think Darkwing Duck was the hardest. You didn't get very many iframes, and the game respawns enemies pretty often. And there's just a lot that can go wrong very, very fast. If you want to go really fast, there's difficult jumps. If you miss it, that's it for you. Lots of things like that. Lion King was really trolly because it had like the boulders that fall on your head. It has grabs that you can miss. It has a lot of antics in it. So I think Darkwing was the hardest, but Lion King was like the most crazy making. Do you know what I mean? I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
I have no problem imagining Lion King to be a difficult one.
And I was surprised too they had Magical Kingdom, which doesn't seem too bad. Like, I've had lots of people say, oh, I had the game as a kid, and I'm like, did you like it? I'm like, yeah, but you know, I couldn't beat it at all. It looks simple, but Magic Kingdom's another one that also will take and whoop on you and send you back to the beginning with no remorse. It's quite the challenge. It's fun, but good golly, it can get you.
Yeah, there's a lot of just instant deaths in that you feel really ripped off.
Yeah, and the thing about that game too is after you die, Mickey Mouse is like, well, you know, you tried, but whatever. Get on out of here. You have to sit for like Mickey Mouse chewing you out. It's like, oh geez, really?
Yeah, I didn't even know this game before, but yeah, it looks pretty brutal for a speedrun.
I think a trick with Mickey Mouse Adventures in the Magic Kingdom is you can collect stars and use them for invincibility and more life, which a lot of people don't realize. So if you play that game casually, get the stars, heal up, spam invincibility. It doesn't last for long, but it will help you out at least a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, but I guess it was not really worth it to go for those safeties in the race.
Oh, I went for the safeties.
Ah, you went for them.
I died in not Mickey Mouse. I died in Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. I used invincibility, and I thought, Cats, you know, if you take and use it just once, you should have plenty of invincibility, just enough iframes to make it through. Well, it wasn't. I just barely ran out, got knocked backwards into the pit. Learned my lesson. Without using invincibility at all, though, that game would be crazy. A dangerous theme park indeed to venture around in without that.
I just want to point out that right now, Too Good has 9 lives on Aladdin. I have no idea how he got that. Hey, 9 lives.
Don't know.
That's pretty crazy.
We are now also joined by our third place runner, Enemy.
I was just listening to the call. I just didn't want to be impatient to listen on the restream, so I just jumped in the Discord because I can do that.
Well, too bad. Now you have to talk about how your race went.
Oh God! Oh man! You know what? Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. That's like the one game that and DuckTales I put no practice into this morning when we were prepping, and we had a lot to do to get everything sorted. So I was like, that's fine. And Jesus, the Haunted Mansion. I think I had to do that stage 6 times. Like, all you have to do is duck and throw candles, and it's free. And I would duck and throw candles, and then I would die. And I was very happy to not be on a microphone. I think that was a great call for everyone involved. But then when I finished, I was so salty. Like the whole rest of the time. And I got done. I was like, "What? It was a 226. What the hell? This was good." Aside from that, so I perked up after that. I was happy, but I felt good because I know JKL was like right around his PB, even though he's under the weather. God bless him for toughing it out. And did you ask him about his strat that he used for Space Mountain? Because this dude's on the next level here. JKL, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm.
Okay, tell him what
here.
you did, dude.
Okay. The thing is that I have some pain in my right arm, so I'm taking some pills and stuff. So I'm feeling a bit lightheaded. So during my practice, I noticed that I just couldn't do Space Mountain. So 15 minutes before the race, I started up the game and went to Space Mountain, and then I just took a piece of paper and wrote down every single input I needed to do. So during the race, I just sat there and looked at a piece of paper during the Space Mountain.
Wow, nice.
Amazing. Like the funny thing is, we were during the race having the conversation. Is this random or is it scripted? Like, no, it's totally random after the first part. Nope, not random, as it turns out. So there you go. Just if you want to know how to beat Space Mountain, I'm sure JKL can take a quick picture of his cheat sheet, and everyone can just use that if you're learning the game. Because that's awesome. That's thinking outside the box and making it happen. And you were did you get a PB or were you just close to your PB?
I think I was 5th. Baby, I got my split still up. 37 seconds off a PB.
Dude, that's awesome. You can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, especially since I really haven't practiced the last week.
Oh,
so
man.
I'm really happy. I was after Darkwing Duck. I was 3 minutes ahead of my PB.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, no surprise, as she does every time, Kat's dropping a massive PB. I think I didn't see your second run yesterday, Kat's, but at last look, I know you were at a 225, something like that, and then 217 today. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think my PB was 225, give or take.
Right.
I was very scared because I really wanted to get a PB, and then I kept goofing up DuckTales and Darkwing Duck. But we had Super Nintendo games, and those saved me, I think. And I've tried to remember everybody taught me about Magical Quest. Hulk helped out a ton there. Aladdin, Hulk, and Johnny Cage. Lion King. Did Hulk help me out with that? No, JKL made an awesome tutorial for Lion King.
Yeah.
So I just channeled you guys' power, and that saved the PB. So I was happy about that. So thank you guys too for all the tutorials and the advice and the strategies and all that good stuff. Helped a ton.
It's a pleasure.
Well, and thanks, Hulk, for stepping in doing commentary, as well as our Kavik for stepping in the last minute and filling in for folks, and Elrock and Gyarados as well for sticking around as long as they could. But I really appreciate it, you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
says absolutely.
Yeah.
However, I guess I'm gonna call it now because it's getting a bit late in my place.
Yeah, I bet.
I hope that's fine.
Sure thing, man.
Sure.
Yeah,
Thanks so much,
GG's
Will.
Yeah, GG's guys. Was a pleasure to commentate for you guys. You.
Thanks, Hulk.
Thank you, Hulk.
And I'm gonna leave as well because I got another race to start prepping for in like 1 hour.
Oh man, well, good luck, JKL.
Thanks a lot, and take
Congrats
care.
again. Yep, you too.
Congrats and thanks, JK.
Thank you, JK. See you.
Thank you.
So meanwhile, we got Too Good battling it out with Jafar. We got Claire starting up Lion King, apparently. There was some, I don't really, there was Magical Quest on the screen and then Lion King, so I'm a little confused on what happened there.
Maybe that was like a missed swap or
Yeah, it
something.
must
I
have
don't know.
been a miss swap. Because Claire definitely finished up Aladdin.
Yeah.
And we got I Am on Lion King as well, climbing up that waterfall with the little logs. Seems like a really annoying section in a really annoying game.
Whatever do you mean? A game has impeccable platforming, and there's nothing to ever. I mean, that it means no worries. Hakuna Matata. It's right there in the name. There's actually many worries in that stage. You go from the combos up to fighting the gorilla of questionable political alignment.
He's a Secret Scar supporter, is that what you're saying?
I'm saying he throws up a salute that is not so family friendly.
Maybe he's just trying to take back the salute.
Oh my.
It's not fair that bad people ruined the salute. I apologize for probably mispronouncing this, but Fedapig, 52 is back on Little Mermaid. Had some trouble with DuckTales, I believe, which was unfortunate. But, you know, props to them for powering on through. I hope they complete the race as I expect they will.
Yeah, that's a real undertaking. Anytime you do these things totally blind, that's.
Oh, it's done totally blind. Wow.
I mean, I assume it's it's funny. These are, kids games, but oftentimes they prove to be pretty tough if you haven't spent a little bit of time with them. So I certainly Mermaid for one, like it's easy enough to get through, but I mean, there's definitely some stuff that can go wrong. The experience kind of brutal in that game with all the RNG. But yeah, DuckTales.
When things
if
do
you
go
don't know
wrong,
about
they
the
power.
skips. Oh yeah, it stinks. But in DuckTales, I mean, if you're not doing the moon skip, then that's you're getting around finding that key and the remote and everything, and that is not only time loss, but you're dealing with a lot of spikes, you're dealing with a lot of enemies, and that goes sideways on you. Probably dealing with it 2 and 3 times, so that's a bummer.
Claire's working on this infamous ostrich red.
the bane of blind players for sure.
Yeah, it's ridiculous trying to figure out exactly what you're supposed to do. To
Yeah.
get over the double jump, especially.
It seems so simple, and it turns out all you have to do is just get really close to the baby rhino and start your double jump. And shout outs to Elrock for pointing that out to me, because I never got past that stage, and then that was like opening the doors wide up. It's just like, here you go. It's very easy. You just have to not be an idiot. But it's really hard to not be an idiot sometimes.
It's hard to not be an idiot when you can't even tell what hits you or why
Yeah.
you died.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, that's the real problem.
Too Good is letting the cutscene play out in Aladdin. Letting everybody realize that, yes, all that final fight was completely pointless because you were going to lose anyway.
Yep.
Trick him.
Yeah, Jafar wins in the end. A lot of people don't realize that.
It's just sad when you get frustrated by a fight and then you find out, oh, hey, the storyline just kind of makes it null.
I think so. Yeah, because that was 7.
This walrus of RNG going on the top right there. Hoping for shells. Did get some shells, but not knowing exactly how to manipulate them, not how to hit the walrus, which can be quite annoying.
Yeah, so talking to Lanks about this, apparently there's no manipulation for NES. It's just luck of the draw, which is a real sticking point for runners of this game. Is just trying to get that top time. You come to the walrus and then rip. It's an easy enough fight, but I mean, as you see there on Fetty's screen, you got to get the shell far enough over, and if you kind of get it too far over, then you're gonna have to push it off the edge of the screen, and that's a bummer.
Yeah, and he was a little late there. Trying to get those shells back. I don't know if he can get them back in the water. But yeah, the only manipulatable fight in this game is the shark fight. The rest of it is RNG, so even after you get good RNG on the walrus, then you have to worry about the seahorse having bad RNG. Ursula, you can have bad RNG, but most of it you can react to, so it's not as big of a deal.
Alright, try. Oh.
It's really great to see.
It is really great to see that Infinite Mystery is on the adult Simba section, so he is looking pretty solid to be our next finisher.
Yeah, he was practicing this when he was doing a little bit of individual stream before we started DIScathlon this morning here on our GLTV, and apparently that was going pretty well for him. So he seems to be finishing strong. That's great to see, and it's great to see so many people close to or getting a PB in this race. I know a lot of people finished at their targets or a little bit below their targets. We already talked about Cats and JKL, but Ant was right there in line with his on-screen PB, and that's amazing because he spent like 30 minutes or something like replaying Mousecapade. So he would have been like third place, I think, if he had not had to deal with that garbage. But even still, I mean, to put up a 305, it went well.
That's really awesome.
And Mega Man X, he just started like playing these games right after AGDQ, so not as much prep time as some others, and putting up a real strong 241. That's congratulations to him.
Too Good has been pretty strong throughout the race. Just blind magical quest really kind of did him in. Otherwise, he probably would have been considerably higher on the placings as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's very skilled and knowledgeable with the NES games, but the SNES games were a little bit less in his wheelhouse. But yeah, magical quests, especially as you get to the end, when there's some diverging paths, you can skip all of them and just go right to the boss. But if you don't know that, then you have a lot of extra boss fights that you have to deal with, and you're going to lose a lot of time.
Too Good is quite familiar with The Lion King, though I believe he greatly prefers the Genesis version.
Yeah, so to hear folks talk about it, I guess that's an easier version. There's some stuff where I guess you don't have to do certain things in the SNES version, or it's like one hit or something instead of multiple hits. I'm not exactly sure because I never played the Genesis version, but yeah, it's a little bit different. I know it's not. The difference isn't the same as like Aladdin Genesis versus SNES. I know that, but I guess there are some differences.
Yeah, in particular, he claims that it controls a lot better.
Interesting. That would be nice if when you jumped at a platform, you actually grabbed the platform. That'd be pretty cool. So we got IM's going through Be Prepared. We have, who is that? Ninja Claire going through Sims Exile, my favorite stage. And Too Good dealing with everybody's favorite stage. Can't Wait to Be King. And Fetty hanging in there with Little Mermaid. Looks like he's maybe looking something up there, taking a little quick time out.
He was really trying to get a power-up, which is understandable, because having to do multiple hits to bubble anything is really a struggle in this game.
It's really bad. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't use enemies to bust open chests. You have to use shells. So that chest is proven to be a little bit bothersome. But yeah, you really want that red pearl. Otherwise, it's just real tedious to grab any of the fish for attacking.
And if you do end up opening the wrong chest, then you can sometimes just get flat out nothing, and other times you get the green pearls, which just increase range, and that doesn't really matter for trying to speedrun through this.
No, I mean your range is pretty good to begin with, so it doesn't matter too much.
Claire, Too Good, and I am all taking some deaths there in quick succession.
Yeah, the stage I am on in particular, it can get real nasty real quick. There's just a lot of instant death opportunities in the stage. Not to mention the first part of the stage, if you don't have a health upgrade, you're going to have a real tough time. It looks like he has at least one, I think. Oh, and then you got that boulder hit him. You have to take the turns wide down there, otherwise you'll grab onto the ledge. And then the boulder says, "Hey, buddy." And then you die because everything instantly kills you in this part. Lava underneath you, boulders, falling stuff, anything that's moving basically that's not an enemy, it instantly kills you in Lion King. It's really, really frustrating.
And thank you to Prosentia for the huge raid there. Thank you to everybody coming in and cheering on for our racers here.
That's right. Welcome, everyone. This is the DIScathlon 10-game race across the NES and Super Nintendo of some great classic Disney games. We are kind of hitting the home stretch here a little bit. Folks are heading towards the end with Lion King here, our 10th game on the list. I want to thank you all for stopping by, checking us out.
Claire takes an unfortunate bath there on the log section.
Did manage to get that health upgrade in Hakuna Matata along the way. So that'll help her out. Yeah, going that low path where you have to ride on the floating logs is real tricky sometimes. They can spawn at very uneven patterns, which leaves you without a place to land. And Simba cannot swim, as it turns out in this game. That's a problem for a lot of Disney characters in video games. Lack of ability to swim. And I always think that's weird with like the duck-based games because they're ducks.
Yeah. And there's other games where you can swim sometimes, but not when it's inconvenient.
Right. This water's not for swimming. This other water. That's okay though. And sometimes you get a boat for 5 seconds in a game, and then you discard it immediately.
Yeah, I don't know why they have the boats in the Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. It's kind of just a random addition there.
Or in Chippendale. That was the other one for when you do all stages.
Yeah, or having
very,
the hammer
very silly
for
boat ride.
one stage.
Yeah. Ant just told me that we're doing all zones for the next DIScathlon. So
I will not be joining that one either.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what games we end up putting on the next list. And by we, I mean probably just Ant. But hopefully not. I'm kidding. But I complained a lot about this last game in particular. But when it goes well, massive qualifier. But when the game is cooperative, I quite enjoy it. But can it just troll you all over the place all the time.
So Fede is currently in the maze section of The Little Mermaid, which is honestly one of the dumbest mazes in a game because you have to go into the same entrance twice. And if you're doing this blind, it's not easy to figure that out.
No, because you're a reasonable human being and you think, oh, it's a maze, I need to find a different route. And instead, what's happened here is Fede is I'm not even sure what this part is. Are they able to get out of here? I don't know. You would think so, but I'm not sure.
I am, of course, working on a maze himself. That one, I think, is a little more straightforward, though.
Well, you can definitely get turned around and go in different paths. There are paths that will lead you back to the beginning of the stage, paths that will lead you into sections you never need to go to. But I think Ian knows his way around here. And of course, anytime you're fighting these hyenas, it can get a little dicey. You know, if you jump on them straight away, then it's fine. You can sunlock them. But you know, if you have to, if you wake them up, and usually you wake another one up or another two up, if you're attacking a different one, they'll start getting active. But no problem there. He's doing just fine. He's an interesting strat. He's not pouncing on them, which I find to be quite a bit easier. He's just kind of sticking and moving, slapping them a little bit. It seems to be working for him, though. He's not taking much damage. So sometimes you've got to go with the strats that you're comfortable with. I should basically be moving on to the final stage in the game now. I guess there was one straggling hyena there. And there it is, Pride Rock. So in here we have to encounter Scar 3 times, and the first 2 times are kind of nothing going on. You just have to bop him a little bit and send him on his way. But that third one, that's for all the marbles, where you got to throw him off the roof, as we've seen so many times today during the race. A really great ending. Just a really satisfying way to put this game to bed. And I will be doing that very shortly.
It's not just a normal fight, that you actually have to do the throwing. I think that's actually one of the cool things about this game.
So many people I've talked to were confounded by that as children. They would get the Scar, and then he appears to laugh when what he's actually supposed to be showing is that he's tired, so you're able to throw him. but it's a kind of a weird animation that you don't see any other time in the game, really, because the hyenas and the jaguars, pumas, whatever they are, when they get tired, they look a little bit different than Scar does. So yeah, a lot of people don't necessarily know what to do that first time, because you don't actually have to throw anyone the rest of the game. But yeah, that's the deal. You bop him around a little bit and then send him on his way. And IM is making his way up here. This is kind of a really nasty stage. It should be pretty easy and pretty quick, but as you see, these lightning strikes are making fires in his path, and he's going to be taking a lot of damage through there. There are no checkpoints in this stage, and we saw IM fall really far away, back to almost the beginning of the stage, because it's basically a giant open pit once you get going. And I guess it's nice that you don't immediately die, but also it's a real bummer when you make it up to the top of the second tier, which IM is just about at now, and then you end up back down to the first tier.
Yeah, a lot of runners seem to have trouble on the stage, took deaths that were unfortunate.
Fetty about to put away second form Ursula, so he'll be moving on to Mousecapade? You would think that a room full of people who did this race or watched this race would know that.
It's all a blur.
Well, I think Mousecapade is after
Having
Mermaid.
cold sweats of Mousecapade flashing through my head.
That's true. I guess Ant's not super keen on talking about Mousecapade for some reason. I am using the safe strat there. Yeah. Good call there. There's so much damage potential coming up in this last little bit, and it's a really short section, but those fires get out of control. There's a certain point, if you go too far to the left, where every platform ends up on fire, and that is a bad situation to be in. I've never been entirely sure about the attack mechanic of Scar. There's a lot of times where he'll swipe at you and just no damage will happen, which is great. And it seems like if you're at lower health, he can damage you a lot more, or at least a lot more frequently when he attacks you. I am going a little bit of a longer route here, but he makes it up to the summit on top of Pride Rock.
Health is looking a little scary, though.
Yeah, it's at 2 health, which he can certainly make this happen with, but yeah, he's playing it pretty safe. He's not pouncing. Oh, he tried to pounce there as Scar was jumping, and now he is down to it. Can he clutch this out? He's moving Scar backwards, which is an interesting strat. He's going to have to ultimately get to the left side if he wants to throw him off right now.
He's doing a really good job of keeping him locked stunned, but no, takes the death there.
That's a problem. You can get 47 hits in, and that one from Scar, if you only have 1 health, that's it. And unfortunately, no checkpoint, like we say, so he's back to the very beginning of Pride Rock. And that'll give Ninja Claire an opportunity to make up some ground. About a stage and a half removed from where I is at this point.
Never seen this.
Black Widow, then it's done.
Claire's a little stuck on this jump. Gets it there, though. That is a tricky jump, trying to go out to the left and back and actually trigger the grab animation.
It's a little safer than it looks, but also it's kind of an absurd jump that you have to make.
Oh, but it gets knocked into lava by the leopards. Or whatever they are. I don't know what.
I have never been clear on what those animals are. Oh, and that bat. Man. I feel the pain. I really do. So, you play this game, and you don't even have to play it that often. Because really, I just started playing Lion King in particular after HEDQ, which is good for sanity. Because if I had put too much more time into it, I think I would have gone mad. But you can find a way to run afoul of just about every enemy in this game. And those bats, especially going over that lava, they hit you at the wrong time, and that's it.
I should have put that.
I am again at third form Scar, excuse me. Just swatting at him, just jabbing.
Health is looking pretty.
Oh, this is second form of Scar. I was fooled. Yeah, he will be able to get a health pickup after this, but that is the final one, at least that I know of, before the final fight.
Does it take you to full no matter what?
Yeah, it does.
Ooh, and another lava fall for Claire.
And now Claire's down to...
And leopards are purring cats, whereas a lion is a roaring cat. So I assume that's why they don't suspect or don't respect lions.
Or if you're me, they're a yelling cat. I don't know why I think that they yell instead of roar, but what it do?
I guess it works.
It's fine. They're anthropomorphized, okay? They're humans voicing these characters. This all checks out. Alright, so I am making his way up. This is a bit of a gauntlet right here. Gets a very favorable jump up onto that platform. That helps him avoid a lot of the fires. And again, it's looking like he's got 2 health, maybe 3.
I think that might be 3.
Oh, it looked like Iam was actually setting up a pounce there, which would be very favorable for him. If you do 4 pounces, that ensures that Scar will be in tired state, so you can throw him. I really don't know how many of these little low paws you need. It looks like Scar just doesn't take very much damage at all from these. It looks like he's blocking the great majority of them. It does seem like a few are getting through. Oh, it looks like he was tired there. Iam's going to need to get to the other side. Oh, and now he's down to 1 health. Jumping over Scar at this point is going to be very risky. Can he do it? Oh, he hit X, but no, he's throwing him the wrong way. Okay, so now it's set up at least. Once Scar is tired, if you go too far to the left of that tree, you're not going to be able to throw him off. And I think he's moved too far away at this point. He's definitely keeping this fight going, though. He's managing not to die just yet, and he may manage to close this one out, but it is down to it. He's trying to set up that throw. Scar is apparently gotten out of tired state. Oh, and there it is. There's that paw swipe.
That is unfortunate. It's so much work.
I know it stinks. There's no checkpoint. It's so funny, some of the choices that the developers make in what are supposed to be games for kids, right? and this is a really brutal game. This is such a tough game. Yeah.
Supposedly they were instructed to make this game harder so that people couldn't beat it on
rent
one
it, right? Yeah. Well, success, I'm sure.
Did Disney get a profit off of rentals or something?
Who knows? So I understand the reasoning behind that, but if you have a miserable time renting a game, are you likely to go buy it just to beat it? Probably not. I mean, I think this game was pretty popular.
Waste my rental again, if you can only
rent right
on certain weekends as a kid. I'm not going to waste my time with the game I've already played.
Yeah, if it's a real jerk to you, you're going to say, "Hey, see what else is out there."
Unless you're
Super
my
Nintendo,
sister,
for goodness'
you
sake.
want to rent Three Stooges every freaking weekend.
Was not necessarily aware there was a Three Stooges game. That's very sorry for that.
Oh, it's not the most fun.
I'm stunned that it's not a very good game. Oh, I am falling down a little low here. Gets that health. And he's going to make his way back. I have to go up to that next level. And then go to the right. In order to advance here. Oh, and there we go. Another phantom handhold there. Just so frustrating.
How many tries is he going to be able to get at this before game over really becomes a potential issue?
Well, there's no extra lives in the stage, so he's got I guess 7 technically because you get 0, even though he's at 6 right now. And I don't know if he's had to use any credits yet, but I think he'll manage to make it work. He's clearly played this game before, so he knows how to put Scar off the roof. Just a matter of making it all happen. Really, it's a matter of getting up to the 3rd form Scar fight with enough health to implement your strats. And sometimes you can make that happen. Sometimes with just all the fire and everything going on the way, it can be a little tough. Fetty on to Mousecapade, finishing off Little Mermaid, dealing with a really nasty stage in this game, actually. Very challenging to do fast because not only are you doing a lot of deboosting and you have to make a lot of stuff happen, getting Mickey Star, dealing with a lot of enemies, but then going to get that mini star is just a real treat of randomness and damage boosting and things that can go wrong. And if you were to die on your way to that, you can lose a whole boatload of time.
And again, another very tricky and scary game to do blind.
Oh yeah,
with the maze later on in the seasons, and even just getting the star if you even know when it can potentially not be a star, and you have to respawn the chest and whatnot.
Yeah, it would be very easy if you're playing blind to try to get that chest, get the monster, and then just conclude, well, I shouldn't be bothering with this, and then you're going to be at a damage limit for the rest of the game, and which will obviously cost you more time. So it's just one nasty thing begetting another. I am trying to make this jump here. It's tougher than it looks because you have a bit of a ceiling overhead, and you see Bonks right there. He can go up to this platform that's right above his head now. We'll see if he chooses to do that, but now he's in a situation where his health is much lower than he'd like it to be. He's got 2 hits left, and he's probably going to take 1 on the way up there. Well, there's 1 hit right there, and he's probably decided there that this was not going to happen if he managed to get up there. So let's just take the death now and get back into it. Claire just getting shot out of Be Prepared into Simba's Return. Very combat-heavy stage. You have to clear all of the hyenas in order to the next room. And you have to know the right path. We talked about the maze-like qualities of this stage, that's for sure. You can definitely get turned around, go the wrong way, end up back at the beginning. But Claire's put the prep in. Probably knows which way to go. No problem. Don't look now, but Too Good creeping up. He's in Be Prepared. Looks like he is doing some stopping and killing these enemies. That is a really tough way to go in this stage. You really just want to tank everything and run as fast as you can and pick up the health along the way. Because there's just so much going on here. You've got bats, you've got hyenas, you've got the cat of indeterminate origin, you have lava geysers, you have lava drips. It's just no fun whatsoever. And if you get at least 1 health pickup along the way, it's pretty easy to tank through, as long as you keep moving. You can get a little caught up on the cats of indeterminate origin, but aside from that, as long as you just keep moving forward, you should be fine. Too Good find himself in a nasty position here where the lava drop is not necessarily in sync with the lava geyser. So making his way through there is tricky, but he gets past it. Now he's fighting the cat.
Gets his health back up, though, which is nice.
Now he's got to knock down the stalactite. But being very careful not to be too close to the stalactite so it doesn't auto-kill him.
That was actually the last door on that screen.
And here we go again with Scar. Final form, health is looking great for Oh, not the final form, I was fooled again! I was very excited for him. Well, yeah, you got the edge of the tree actually faces the opposite way on the third form. I should have known better. But I was wishful thinking. I really wanted IM to get up there with that much health to ensure that he was good to go. What's up?
Oh, Too Good takes a lava bath there, getting knocked by the bat when he went for the 1-up. Quite a trap.
Yeah, 1-up is a little bit of a trap. I mean, you can definitely get it, but you gotta, because you're swinging at that point, it's a little dicey to get back onto your platform. And yeah, right as we see there, Claire now joining IM on Pride Rock, and we'll see if she can snatch this one away.
Misses that grab, though.
Yeah, well, so many of us have. Those grabs are very frustrating. Oh, I'm just going to very easily grab this thing that I've been grabbing the entire game. Nope. Here I go into a pit. And you can see the care with which Claire's taking those little hand grabs now.
I am surrounded by fire at this point.
Yeah, this part gets real nasty. And if you can kind of scroll the fires off screen, sometimes they will go out. Right now they're not, and they're creating a ton of lag. Look at all this mess. Just grinding to a halt. He's trying to make the jump. Yeah, he makes it big enough.
Only
one
hit left.
I think he's just gonna eat it here. Yeah.
Not really.
Just said, you know what? Yeah. Be interesting to see if we can get everyone on the same final stage to wrap this one up. Looks like Fetty is. I don't know if he's paused or if he is having some stream issues. It looks like he just paused there for a second. Maybe kind of looking up some strategies to help him along the way. If you're going in sight unseen to these games, not a bad choice to make. I always appreciate the folks who just want to be part of the event. That don't necessarily have the time to put in, don't necessarily the opportunity to learn everything, but still want to participate. That's a really great thing, I think. And we encourage everyone who would like to participate in events that we put on to do so. Certainly don't need to be a hyper-competitive person to partake in some of the events that we put on. So shout outs to Fetty for doing it blind, I guess, and really trying to gut this out.
Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it looks like Claire is on second form Scar here.
I believe actually has the lead on IM at the moment, but a lot of the stage kind of looks the same, so I could be confused.
And I think you were correct, actually. IM is just about to get to the second form of Scar. And there you see. And Claire has grabbed that health and will be making their way up this climb, this fiery climb, the ascent onto Scar. There's a roof waiting.
Now going into these fire jumps that have caused so much trouble for so many runners.
It looks like Claire took the safer path, and Claire is now up there, has 3 hits, I believe, left to take. Playing it smart here, getting some pounces. This is looking real strong. And Scar's not out of this yet, but looks like Claire knows what is going on here. And there's the tired animation, and off the roof.
Nice throw.
Coming back and sneaking ahead of I Am there to close out Lion King.
Congratulations to Claire.
Yeah, really well done at the end there to put away Scar. Oh, meanwhile, Scar just puts away I Am, slaps him down. And Too Good waiting. He is familiar with Lion King, so he should know what's going on here. Although he's taking a bit of damage at this part that he does not need to. You do have to wait for 5 lava bursts out of these geysers in order to get the platforms to fall on top of them. I wonder if I Am knows about the pounce, or if he's tried it and disliked it, and that's why he's going with this strat instead.
Potentially, he's going for a lot of those crouch swipes that seem to do no damage, and it's not very intuitive to think that that's going to do way less than other attacks.
Yeah. Oh, and he's taking damage, and this is first form Scar we're looking. So this is setting up to be a bit of an issue. Oh, and Scar just says, "Get out."
Too Good, still waiting on his platforms.
It's such a silly end of the stage. Just waiting and waiting and waiting, and then you wait some more, and then you hope you don't accidentally touch one of the falling things. Oh, which he did. Oh no! Okay, he got shot off. I was mistaken. I looked at the wrong time. So there he goes.
I Am takes another unfortunate death. Sometimes you think you find something out in the middle of a race, and you're trying to adjust your strategies, and it doesn't quite work out, and maybe ends up costing you. I don't know if that's perhaps what's happening here. He's trying to play safe with these crouch swipes, and not that they're hurting him necessarily, but maybe giving Scar too many opportunities to make those hits.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I mean, it takes so long. Even if Scar's not hitting you often, he's getting more of an opportunity than he would otherwise.
It's definitely easy to get frustrated as well when you've made it to the top multiple times and then you start even losing earlier in the run.
Yeah.
But I Am is an extremely patient person, and he's not likely to get flustered by really even this game that can be extremely frustrating.
What a great attribute to have as a speedrunner, too. His patience. You would think that, patience would maybe not be a quality that you search for, but, especially if you're having struggles in a marathon setting like this, you definitely want to not blow your stack. Speaking on behalf of the stack blowers in the audience, it definitely helps to keep a level head so things don't spiral out of control. But we will see if I Am can do it this time.
He's going in hard. I like it.
I just want him to do a pounce, even if it's by accident, and just see if he likes it. Because I feel like he may not know about that mechanic.
So many blocks.
Interesting strat out of IM here. So Scar is still active down there, but IM, with his health being what it is, decides to get that health there. Now that's scary if he starts taking extra hits from Scar here. There we go. Okay, so IM's got him in a pretty good position there. But Scar jumping through and hitting him. Oh, it looks like IM's trying to throw him. Interesting that Scar's staying active while he's in a tired state. He should be jumping away at this point, but it's not happening. Okay, so that should definitely trigger Scar to get out of here. There he goes. Boy, Scar was hanging around for a long time there. I don't know about that one. And now IM's health is in a rough spot. That's all you can say at this point. If he can manage to get up there without taking damage, he's going to be in good shape. But that is a tall order at this point. Too good now. Joining IM on Pride Rock.
I am down to about 4 health now and getting stuck in this ring of fire again.
Oh, and the slowdown and the knockdown and man.
Down to one last hit.
Yeah, I don't think he's got any recourse here. Oh, okay, so the fire went away. He's got a chance. You're saying there's a chance. Oh my.
Couple bonks drops in a couple levels.
You're probably wondering how I wound up here. And there's the game over. And we'll see. Oh, he's got plenty of continues, though. But now we have an interesting development with Too Good joining him on Pride Rock. We'll see if Too Good can close this one out here real quick. So there goes First Form Scar. Too Good's health is good. And manages not to fall from those swinging platforms. That's good. It seems like it sounds so patronizing, but really it's tricky to get those to happen every time. Oh, he tried to go the high route there, as you want to do, but ends up back at the very beginning.
But gets those grabs that he needs.
Yeah, there we go. He's got it going now. I am starting back over at the beginning. Takes a couple hits there from the hyenas. Not a big deal at this point. Plenty of health pickup opportunities along the way. Still to come before they just completely go away. I am going the high route here. Not even worry about getting the health, which is an interesting strat from him. He's usually a very cautious player, but just says, you know what? Let's get this done here. And there's not a great risk of dying along the way to Second Form Scar, but with his Scar strats, he may find himself in a bit of a pickle. We will wait and see how that goes. As Too Good, getting rid of Second Form Scar, has full health, and looks like he's trying to be very cautious here with his movement. Ends up getting struck by lightning there. Oh, and now he's stuck in between those hyenas, taking a couple extra hits for his troubles. That's going to make it very questionable for his ascent here up to the top of the mountain. There it is.
Didn't want to take that fire hit, but realized he didn't really have any choice.
You can definitely kill Scar with 1 health. It's not like you have to take damage to Scar, but he can be sneaky. Oh, and Scar pounces in straight away and does some damage.
How did he not take any damage from that next hit?
That's how it works sometimes. It totally looks like you're getting hit, and then he swipes at you and nothing happens.
Multiple hits he's taken now with no damage. Oh, so there we go.
Going to get into tired state, and yep, exactly. Right at the end there. Right when it was tired time. We got double sleepy Simbas. We have just crossed over the 4-hour mark. These guys are gutting it out. Trying to finish this one. having some struggles along the way, but they are real troopers to fight through.
I am maybe thinking he has a controller issue. He's swiping at the air there. I'm not really sure what he was doing.
I saw Too Good as well, falling back down to the beginning of the stage. Just one missed jump here, and you can lose so much ground. And it's one of those things where it's not really that... Oh, and there again, he tried to go for a little bit of a ledge skip, and did not grab the ledge, and instead went back to the very beginning of the stage. And it's almost more frustrating than if you just took a death. I mean, you would end up in the same spot, but you know, just knowing that, yep, you're back to square one. That's really obnoxious.
Takes a full fall into the nothing.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that at the start of the stage. You still have to watch out for it. Oh, and then Too Good trying to grab that handhold. Goes right through it, as you do sometimes in this game. My goodness. I'm frustrated on his behalf. I don't know how he's feeling about it. He's probably pretty relaxed, but it annoys me just to see it happen. Because I've been there. Alright, he's going to take another crack at it. Oh, almost misses landing on that platform. Gets the grab. And away he goes. Once you start getting in motion, it's not quite as bad. But you see he's being very particular about when he releases, so as to make sure he grabs the next of the platforms. Trying to get that pounce going there. Send second form Scar packing. And that should be just about enough for him. I am just about the second form Scar as well.
Making that climb for the full health.
It's such an obnoxious climb they make you take. Like, it wouldn't be enough 3 or 4 jumps. You have to do 7. Like, come on, game.
Yeah, it's not even like it's hidden. Like you're.
No, it's just right there. Just save everyone a little bit of trouble, you know. But that's not how Lion King works. Trouble is its middle name. All right, Too Good getting a ledge skip there. Going around the left side. Safer path. Should deal with less fires this way. Health is looking good. And here we are up on the top. Oh, takes that hit straight away, though. Man. Like Randy Orton flying in with an RKO. Scar jumps in immediately doing damage from out of nowhere.
And just like that, half of his health is now gone.
That's right. It should be good. Oh, it looks like, yeah, Scar is in tired state. So now it's going to take at least 2 throws here. Oh, it looks like Too Good is not quite set up. Okay, he's very near the edge. Just gotta jump to the left side there, buddy. There we go. Scar is just waiting. He says, kill me! What are you waiting for?
Too Good trying to get him to move.
He's
Looks like
he's moving in the opposite
right
direction. You gotta get on the other side. It's so close. Okay. Too Good might be thinking...
And off.
Oh! Off the roof. There we go. Congratulations to Too Good. Closing it out, sending Scar packing, and finishing up the DIScathlon. And I believe with that, we're going to send everyone over to our buddy IM to watch him close this one out. Man,
Indeed
that's...
we are. Thanks to everyone watching. Thank you to all the runners for their awesome work today.
And thanks to all you guys behind the scenes doing tech, doing commentary, making all of the streams happen. Thank you so much for putting in that work. So let's all go cheer IM on. Send your love his way in his stream. One of our RGL TV teammates. Let's help him throw Scar off the roof, everyone.
Right now we are planning on probably doing a DIScathlon 2 at some point, so if this has got you interested, definitely look around for details on that. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it will probably happen. So be looking out for that, and definitely join if this looks like fun to you.
Absolutely. It was super fun to race. Hopefully more folks will join DIScathlon number 2, where the DIScathlon takes on Iceland in the Junior Olympics.